It's your man down, Tony producer. What you say now? And the line dance connection. What you say now? Tampa, Florida. And my girl Queen Sheila. What you say now? Come on, get busy. Hey. It's the line dance connection. Hey. Come on. Hey. It's the line dance connection. Yeah, it's the line dance connection. Come on.
And this is Queen Sheila, all the way from Tampa, Florida, with the Line Dance Connection. And we're here now with Let's Talk Soul Line Dance. How's everybody doing out there? I hope you're doing good, because I'm feeling good myself today. It's a blessed day. Every day that we wake up is a blessed day. So it's definitely a blessed day today for me and for you if you're listening to this podcast. Thank you for tuning in to Let's Talk Soul Line Dance. We're going to have a great time today. We have some wonderful co-hosts with me tonight, and also a special guest all the way from, you'll find out in a minute. So you got to stay tuned. Now, make sure you stay tuned the whole podcast, because we're going to be giving away some money. We have trivia questions that we'll be asking. So you have to listen so that you can know the answers to the questions and you can win some money. So if you win money, we need you to send a text Queen Sheila your Cash App, and I'll send you money. Okay. So my first guest I'm going to bring in tonight is Marquise Christopher, all the way from Gibsonton, Florida. Let's give him a hand. Hey, Marquise. What's up?
Hey, why they laughing? What's the joke? I ain't get the joke.
No. They was saying, hey, that's what they was really saying, Marquise.
They started laughing.
They was like, hey, here come Marquise. That's all.
How y'all doing, people? Thank y'all for joining us. How you doing, Queen?
I'm good. What about you?
I'm doing good, man. So I'm trying to work on this ankle right now, man. This ankle kind of holding me back. But us line dancers, we don't know how to stop moving. So I'm still dancing on it. Forgive me.
Make sure you keep it. What is it? Iced?
I'm icing it and wrapping it and ibuprofen it up and all that stuff. But I'm still moving.
Hey, Washita. Hey, Eleanor. They just tuned in. How y'all doing? We're going to bring in our next co-host. Is all the way from Montgomery, Alabama. None other than Zandra Hill Costin. Hey, Zandra.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Great. Hey, Marquise.
Zandra, how you doing?
I'm great. I didn't get no laughter, so I.
Wait. Right, what's up with that? It don't work the same way, Queen, when you do it now.
Dang, I missed it. I told you I deleted my cat clapping by accident. So
okay.
You want some birds?
That's the idea now.
They were so excited that you came on, Marquise.
Marquise.
Excitement.
So we have a very special guest with us tonight, all the way from Columbia, South Carolina. None other than Miss Boosie Collins, announcer. What's all the name? What are the things we can say? Boosie Collins. What's the other thing?
A wonderful dance. Yeah, that's right. Let her speak. She is of age. Let her speak for herself.
We're going to bring her in, none other than Cheryl Lynn Woodhouse, all the way from Columbia, South Carolina. Let's give her some. Hey, Cheryl. How you doing?
Hey, y'all. What's happening?
Hey, much. How you doing?
Glad to be here. I am doing wonderful. Glad to be here. To be honest, I just got in from Columbus, Georgia, attending a function with my son's best friend for their 10th anniversary. When it comes to weddings and love, it's what it's all about. You got to get where you got to be.
There you
That's
go.
Thank y'all for
That's
having me.
true. That's true.
Appreciate it.
Hi, we got
Yes.
some. Hi, Melva, Washita, Eleanor, all tuned in. Hey, how y'all doing?
Hi.
And
Hi,
Angela
Angela.
Brown. Hi, Angela. Everybody.
Look,
Tina
I
Marie.
see.
Everybody tuning in.
Yes. Hello.
Dante Jones. Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, Tina
girl,
back.
girl, you brought
So
on. You brought
Cheryl,
everybody in. Go ahead.
I
Y'all
see you
song right
still in
on.
the
You just
party
walk right
group.
on in. Yo, come on in here. He did it on purpose. Come on over here.
No,
and
that's
get in
good. You
the-
got more
I
light
see
now.
but yes, you got light. This
Yeah.
is Ernest Woodhouse. This is my E for C and E. So
Hi, Ernest. How you
Hi, Ernest.
doing?
every time.
How you all doing?
Good.
Good. How are you?
Good.
I'm
So-
doing great, thank you.
That's
Awesome.
Number one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yes,
Cheryl,
ma'am.
we always start with asking you, just tell us something about you. You know, if you're married, you got kids, just something, and then about your dancing.
Yes, ma'am. Definitely married, as you see. Been married now for 40 years. Every
Wow.
day. Love my husband every day. I have two children. They're not children, they're young men. And Montreal and Cheryl Woodhouse, all over the ages of 34, 36, 38. So they're getting up there. It makes me
Okay.
remind me of how old
They're older than you, right? Because you're
But-
not but 40, right?
old. Well, you know, they say it don't crack. So you gotta go with what they say.
Hey. I tell
But
you.
yeah, just a little bit about me. I've been dancing since I've been 2, 3 years old. We grew up in Chicago, Illinois, dancing at Thule Park, hoo for all my Chicago folks. And that's just a part of life that my mom did to keep us off the street. We learned from my sister's godmother, Julia Griffin, and also a lady named Sharon Snipes, who right now does my mom and my sister's hair. So just growing up, keeping us off the street. And that became dance. It was like our life. I get out of school, kindergarten, they had to come pick us up, and we was right at the park watching my sisters and them dance. So my sister picked it up as a habit because my brother and us was always around the house dancing and flipping and doing you know what. So it just became a part of our whole world. My mom entertained when she was young. You know, you always had that basement look like a bar downstairs. We was flipping off of it, but at night it was partying in. So we would get up in there and dance. So it's just always been life. Even on the block, I was always the one getting everybody in the dance. And no matter what we did, I had a best friend, Renee. She steps with me, still there. And then you have my next door neighbors, the Fletchers and the Wilkins. We was always stepping together in contests together. That's just our world. And when it's your passion, it is what it is. You got to follow your passion. You can't
Oh, yeah.
nothing stop.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So
That's right.
part of my life. Right. So I continued on, went into the military, as you well know. I came in 1979, graduated from the almighty Hearst Huskies in Chicago.
All
And
right.
we just it carried on from being a cheerleader, running track, playing volleyball, playing softball, you name it, we did it. And so it just wasn't about dance. It's just about movement, letting off some of that energy my mother tried to get rid of from us. You know what I'm saying? So as you understand it now, as you go through life now and you see all of that energy that you had, you start to really understand now in life what's really going on. And that goes from mental health to unity to love and stress-free, no drama. All of that plays a role in your everyday life. It really does.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
So I know that you are an ambassador for someone, some famous person. I can't remember his name right off the top of my head, but I know it's a famous person that you are an ambassador for. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, let me take it back. It was around August this time, about a year ago. My brother called me while I was in this living room right here, just practicing the dance. He said, "Hey, I need you to stop what you're doing, and I want you to rock this dance to this song, The Power of the One." I'm like, "Well, Tony, hold up. I got Byron Counts had asked me to do something. He's one of the Columbia jazz artists with the group with Meriwether and all of them. So I was kind of feeling a little vibe. And then he said, "Look, I need you to get this to me now." And I said, "Well, give me a few minutes." So I kind of thought of something. I listened to the beat and I heard that one. One. I was like, "Oh, shit, this is my stuff right here." So I immediately came up with something. It wasn't a very easy, but I tried to make it like a theme type electric slide. I called it the Bootsy Slide line dance. And so when I sent it, my brother was recording me on FaceTime while I was doing it. He didn't even give me a chance to like put it together, make a few edits. He sent it raw just like I did it. And the next thing I know, I was talking to his spouse. And she asked me if I would be the ambassador for line dance. I'm like, hold your thoughts right there. Not ambassador for line dance. Let's take this thing a step further and say ambassador for dance. Because as you guys well know, you don't want to be calling yourself no king and queen. You can have that title, but dance is for everybody. It ain't just line dance. So I explained to her about stepping, ballroom, salsa, skating, hip hop, crunking. It's so many levels of dance, and we can make that happen. It's gonna take time and years, but there's so many people out there just rocking. And if we could dance to anybody else's music, why can't we bring the funk music to the dance floor? Not just in line dance, in the skating rink, in the stepping world, in the ballroom world, in the salsa world. So yes, we're looking for those lovers of music to just bring on their actual theme, and that's unity, love, dealing with people that's dealing with mental health, dealing with people that's dealing with bullying, all of the things that the military has grew us up to be. And that's one thing you can't take for granted. You know what I'm saying? You follow a path, and when you see certain things happening to people, you got to know how to bring that down, because it's levels of personality, if y'all must know. And you got to understand how the different ones come together. As you say, they can't treat everybody the same. Some people you got to just handle a little different. And if I say anything, them 26 years of the military and still grinding for the military has taught me things. And this pandemic. Pandemic has taught pandemic taught you that there's an epidemic in love, unity, and peace. And we
I love it.
Yes, ma'am.
I love it. So during the pandemic, did you have any challenges with line dancing that you overcame? And if so, how did you do that? How can you help us?
I'm going to be honest with y'all. I probably had the most fear. I might seem like tough skin. I always got all that mouth normally. But when it comes to stuff that's going to bury me 6 feet under, I don't play. So when the pandemic hit, I was afraid. I really was. I wouldn't go nowhere. My husband went everywhere, grocery store, this and that. I just would not go out the house. I want to say for a straight 11, 12 months. I finally had to go to the job, for work. But just going there, having that mask on, I just had an anxiety. I'm going to be honest. A lot of people won't be honest about it, but that anxiety will kick your butt if you don't figure out how to deal with it. And it ain't just woosah. You know what I'm saying? It's like I could really go out there and get my mother sick. That was my whole thing. And she was celebrating a birthday when it hit, and everybody was there but Cheryl. So I was in tears. I'm going to be honest. I was like,
and that's good, because you're being open and honest about, your feelings towards it. What happened when it hit, how you actually felt. A lot, like you said, a lot of people won't admit it, but it's real, and it still is going.
It's real.
What you say, Marquise?
And it's caused a lot of isolation. Yeah, a lot of isolation. And if people were already isolated, I'm a social butterfly, so I'm everybody's friend. But people that are not social butterflies and kind of isolated within themselves, that really has nobody else to turn to but like one or two friends, after a while, you got to find that outreach. And a lot of people just don't like social media. As y'all know, social media could be a bully too, but it ain't the media, it's the people behind it. So if I'm going to say one thing I would love to see dance change, is that grinding of people of something you don't like. If you don't like it, stay off their page. But let people dance and do whatever they want to do as many times as they want to do it, because expression and freedom is what we need, especially now.
Especially now. Right. Marquise, you had a question for Cheryl?
Yeah, because she was saying what you hi Cheryl. You was talking about how how you were locked in for at least about 12 months until you went to work. So the question I have to ask is did you ever get on that anxiety feeling, or do you still have it right now in this moment?
Hello, I still got it. It depends on how you deal with it and the people around you. Now, if you know people are being safe and you kind of, we do social media, Facebook snooping too. So you kind of can see how people are living. But if you around people and you just not sure of your safety, then don't go put you and your family in harm's way. So for me, yeah, true anxiety. And I'll sing it to the core. I'm going to stay as safe and keep my family safe as possible.
Okay. So with you taking all of your safety precautions, how has that affected you and your team?
Well, last summer, right before the pandemic hit, my dance crew, CNC Soul Line Dance, they kind of knew I was headed. I'm ready to move to Chicago. I'm trying to get home to be with my mother of 86 years. She in Vegas right now, huh? My sister, but just being there with them and enjoying life, because here today, gone today. So they already knew my intention. So when the pandemic hit in March, it just made it easier. So when the park opened back up, I just didn't want to go back. I kind of reached a plateau where when it happened in March, I told you August, my brother called me. So it said, okay, find a way to still do what you love to do and your passion through the TV tube. So we there. This is technology and it's not going nowhere. Even though we are still gathering together safely, you still have options. So you can go physically or you can go online, because everybody that's having events are actually streaming now.
Right.
So it gives people the option to still with them. Yeah.
Okay. So have you thought about doing any virtual classes?
That's probably futuristic. When I get home to Chicago, I gotta integrate myself. And I already know my brother just ready to snatch me up and think he gonna have me all over the stage. But my thing is finding your balance, even with what you're doing now. And for me, it's kind of like a goal of bringing the funkness together. So it's not just the power of the one. This is my love too. But my brother Tony is young James Brown, and he's been that forever. And him and Bootsy have been like brothers and sisters with Patty forever. It's just that me being away in the army and all over the world, you go and be where you are. If you can travel to go be with them and dance, go do it. But if not, stay where you are and build up the community you around. You know what I mean? So that was me. 17 years here in Columbia, South Carolina. And I think I've done a good build up, so it's up to everybody else to find their niche and dance. And when you stop teaching at the parks, you should be at another plateau. Find another way. It don't have to be a celebrity. It just happened to be in my family, but it's just anybody. You can lift up anybody and dance.
Yes, definitely.
That's good.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So how did you survive that whole year? Because from what I was reading about you, you don't like to be by yourself. You like to feed off the energy of other people and everything else. But now you getting shut down completely. You can't do nothing. And just the motivation and inspiration, I know it affected a lot of people when it came to dancing during that time. You don't really have it. So how did you survive that whole time?
Yeah, I was always used to having a partner, a right or left wing to my side, just feeding that energy to make you dance harder. But when you by yourself, you learn to dance with yourself. Just like that thing say, dance like nobody's watching. I've always done that since I was 3 years old. You know how y'all get in that mirror and we be trying to figure out what look good on us and certain stuff. If you didn't look right bagging it up, don't be doing it. But some people just don't realize how they look when they dance. So you get your little chuckle in. But for me, it just had to be right. You know what I mean? And I know I got wild. Some people just don't realize how they look when they dance. So you get your little chuckle in. But for me, it just had to be right. You know what I mean? And I know I got wild. Some people
got a little feedback.
Yeah, we got a little feedback.
Okay, is that better?
We good now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Cheryl.
Yeah, I was getting them arms. Yeah.
Yes. But I was actually watching a video of you and Mr. Woodhouse. You were dancing, seemed like to one of Bootsy Collins' songs. And you were it appeared that you were doing some couple dancing.
Yes. It kind of was a little combination of little boogaloo dancing. Then it, started off looking like line dancing. And then we grabbed hands and made it a partner dance. That comes with, I always call it mix a lot. you have so many people that have line dances to the same song. And I've always said this to my very first instructor, Sandy Thompson, from that used to be here in Columbia. Why can't we just mix it up? I get it that there's dances to other people got the same song, but we're in different states. So if you take a little quarter they dance, a little bit of somebody else's, and end it with your dance, that's a mix, just like we do records. Why not the dances? So I take my own and I mix it up, old school, new school. You may see a dance I done years ago, and I might throw it to a new Bootsy song. You won't know the wiser. You know what I mean? So it's just that thing, taking music and reusing it, recycling it. And they talk about that a lot. Recycle your music, recycle your dance. Never let your dance die. You know, if there's a signature song to it, like There Goes My Baby, I can't mess with that. But I do. I be throwing a little shackles on my feet on it. I had to do a religious thing, you know, a gospel thing. I grabbed that dance and threw that shackles on my feet on it. You know, whatever. I just want to be close to you. I had to slow it down. They like that slow, whatever, same dance. Just break it down.
Hi, Darlene.
And one thing that, go ahead.
Oh,
So Cheryl, how are you planning to remix Thank You Next?
Come on, now.
That's a good one.
You can't remix that.
You know what? And it's two people that got a song to that. Not that Salt and Pepper out of Florida. And then there was myself that taught it at Wendy's. And when you think about the different levels of people, it depends on what people like. You know what I mean? People that can't do all the kicks and the turns, they're going to do the dance that's easier. But I actually can see her dance and take my dance and blend them together. I might give you that just because you said it. I'm gonna get with Florida first. I'm gonna get with Salt and Pepper first.
You don't.
Yeah.
So I mean,
that's what I'm talking about.
And then because there are people who have taken dances and remixed it and stuff like that. And but you know how the community is. You already know it ain't gonna flow. You know what I'm saying? And because of it ain't with that it not flowing, it's not gonna circulate basically because people will have their feelings. Shoot, they even have feeling if you just take the dance and flip it on another track. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you do it to your own dance and you remix your own dance, then I guess they're more okay and welcoming too. But when it's like touching other dances or even classic dances, people we get this sense of entitlement and ownership, and we take that personal. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how do you do that without offending anyone while you're doing that? How does that work?
And stepping on people's toes. Totally,
That's
I just
just
said. I call Salt and Pepper. You call the original source. And if Salt and Pepper say, "Hey, Cheryl, great idea. I love it. I'm gonna learn yours. You learn mine. Let's mix it up." Once the two parties make a decision, what does it matter what other people think? Because at some point in life, we got to get to a place where you can't always be concerned with others' feelings. Everybody gonna have opinions about everything. Y'all see what I'm saying? So if you got to learn to live for yourself, you got to learn to live for people's other feelings, but you don't have to subject yourself to a box. Call the source. That's communication. That's the world we are in now. Communication, diversity, treating people fair. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way it is for me. And if I have something issue with that dance, I'm calling the source. If me and the source are like this,
right,
whether they do it or not. I hear what you're saying, Marquise. A lot of people not going to do your dance. And that's another thing. Do you live for people doing your dance, or do you dance because it's your passion?
Right.
And when it's your time,
makes it different.
your time will come. Ain't nothing different.
And you can, and you know what? We always learning. We should always be learning. If it's about us, if it's about somebody else, we should always be learning. Because I got to tell you, I made a dance for a national recording artist, and she's releasing this new song, and her manager asked me to do a dance. And something that I really learned from us recording, we were going to record on Saturday, but they came and saw the dance. And I have a problem sometimes with feeling like I'm going to hurt somebody's feelings. But sometimes you're going to have to hurt somebody's feelings to get the right thing done. And what I realized was
Right.
from watching that or go back and watch the video of us dancing, I'm like, no, we're not ready. You know, we're not ready. Your front row is ready and your back row is back there like, what do I do next? But it shows. And I always tell them, if you having fun, people will never know you messed up.
Mhm.
You know, just
Not
keep
at all.
moving and keep smiling. Child mess up all the time. Be like, oh, yes. You know, I did that real quick.
We just keep
I danced for National Coalition of 100 Black Women. And we were jamming. It was the line dance connection. We had on our black and white, our hats. We was all sharp. And we were dancing. And I did a turn. And let me tell you something. Everything went out the window. I could not get back. So I started doing the James Brown and doing, you know, some crazy stuff and just started dancing. And this little old lady came up to me afterwards and she said, honey, I just love that solo act you did. That was so cute. I said, well, thank you, honey. Look, I never told her that I messed up and I had to go another direction because I couldn't remember how to get back. So if you keep moving, they think it's a part of the dance. They think it's what it's supposed to be. So I really learned a lot from that, you know, that if you're not ready, don't put it out there.
I
You
agree.
know, don't put it out there.
So,
absolutely.
Cheryl, let me ask you. Give me one. I'm sorry, Sandra. So 2 questions. One, when did you get introduced to the line dance community? And from that time, what or how has everything changed till today? What would you say has changed till today, since today, up until today?
Okay. When I got introduced is in October, I want to say, of 2005. I got assigned here to Fort Jackson from Columbus, Georgia in 2003, January. Probably about 2 years later, I had met Charlene Sharp at work, and she was talking about line dancing at the actual copy machine. And as soon as I heard the word dance, I did a quick double mint take and was like, dance what? You said what? And then she started telling me that they go to line dance class with Sandy at Park Lane. I was like, oh, okay, when? Shoot, I'm going. So that's kind of how it happened. And as soon as I saw what it was, I immediately started, you know, just getting involved. And because dance has been a part of my life, when I saw the steps, I was like, oh, that's a cha-cha-cha. We do that. And, you know, I was naming it in my mind. These are the same steps you do in regular dance. And to be honest, line dancing here is the same stuff we was doing in Chicago, the bus stop, you know, the kick leg thing and spinning around. It's just, you know, been changed when the state that brought it to life. And Sandy Thompson brought it to life in Columbia, South Carolina. And she grew it from that to what it is today. So to be honest, a lot of y'all groups that's out there, it originated, a lot of that started from Sandy bringing it to the South, and then it stretched to Charlotte, and then from Charlotte, it just started spreading. And then she started having the balls, and that's how people kind of got introduced to who we are. And then we kind of separated and started doing our own classes. Now, let's just be real. You got a young lady from Chicago, been dancing since she was 3 years old. You already know she was going to go do her own thing because I'm a part of the military, and the military needed this. They needed some form of type of dance, then, you know, Zumba and aerobics. So we brought that funk in that gym. So when they was in there running that track up there, whatever, we was in there, Chris Brown, getting it, and everybody stopping, hanging over the pole. Now they supposed to be running on the track. They stopped watching us, looking down. So to me, that's a marketing piece because it helps draw the people in. And then they moved us from the big room to the small room, and then, you know, people had to pay to get there. So, you know, it kind of drops you down in numbers. But for us, it's always been, we don't care if it's one person at a 10-hour event. If you can make one person get up and dance, you have done your job. When you start worrying about money, you take the fun out of it. You really do. And I think that's what I'm hearing a lot. People saying that people are taking the fun out of line dance. Well, what really is the fun? Fun is what you make it. I ain't gonna go to no event and not have fun because I don't sit in one spot. Cheryl gonna be all over the place.
Yeah. When you pay your money, you're supposed to have a good time. You know?
Right.
You make your own
and
fun.
Try to go meet everybody. Yeah, don't stay in your own little funk. You know, even when you're with your man, don't just stay there lovey-dovey. Get out and go meet the people. You know, let the people see who you are. They can relate to who you are and not who I am. You know.
So how's the community changed since you started, or has it changed?
I think it changed dynamically when it came to the different levels. I'm just gonna keep it 100 and transparent. When you dance with seniors and beginners and you have intermediate and advanced in your class, you already know what happens. The intermediate and advanced don't always want to keep slowing down. So you got to separate your classes and break off your time. And even when you break an hour for you, the beginners want to stay in the intermediate and advanced class, but then you wanted us to slow down and keep you up. Where the advanced people be like, let's go. I'm ready to get my dance on. I'm ready to learn, whatever the dance is. So it's just finding that balance of trying to get people to realize, hey, I can't always don't waste my time. We got to do Tucker right now because we have one of our beginners present that hadn't been here in a while. You see what I mean? So if you got a student, if you got a student that you haven't seen in 4 weeks and he show up, you can't be up there doing all of that advanced stuff. You got to, tune to some of your students, just sometimes. Yeah. And you can't let your students tell you, oh, we want to do that. Well, we going to do that.
Yeah. And it does create a challenge for an instructor. It really does. And then you have people who, like you said, haven't come to class for 2 or 3 weeks, and then they come back and want to know why they don't know any of the dances, and they got to stand around and watch. So I always say repetition is
can
key.
you redo that again?
Yeah, I mean, people don't. They stay out 3 or 4 weeks and they come back and like, well, I don't know that dance. I don't know that. Well, you haven't been here in a month. What do you expect? We're not gonna keep doing the same dance over and over again. We're gonna do some new stuff. If you're not here, you miss it. And if you come in late, you're gonna have to pick up where I'm at. I'm not starting over anymore. I'm not gonna keep starting over for every time somebody come in 5 minutes, 10 more minutes late, and I gotta start over. It's not gonna happen. Either you get there on time, you learn everything, or you learn another way. And that's how you teach them. That's how you teach your students to, hey, if you really want to do this thing, if you really want to learn, come to class on time. And don't expect the instructor to start over 22 times, as y'all going to win. Marquise, do you start over?
No, I don't.
No? What about you, Zandra?
No, I don't. That's only fair to you as the instructor, but not only you, but those that were already there, that have been there. So we have to consider everybody. And as I would encourage that individual who may be struggling with that one that came in late, I would encourage them to come back next week
on time.
And because we will revisit it next week.
Right.
So, and then the good thing is, although we're doing it in class, go on YouTube. More than likely, you will find the dance. Mm-hmm. But with that being said, Miss Cheryl, what's that behind you on your chair?
That is my representation of the one and only Bootsy Collins. Mm-hmm. So, they sent this shirt to represent and trying to come up with some great shirts for us. But I just love doing this because, like Marquise asked me how do you deal with struggling, not having nobody around? I go in that living room. I bought me a green screen. I put that sucker up and I do me. And then I send it to the Funketeers. Hey, we learn each other's dances and we put collages together, to make tribute to him. So new songs he's on, new songs he done himself. We try to give everybody their own track. And the beauty of this is, and I know the line dance world don't care for people having the same dance, but I got to take y'all back. It ain't just about line dance. You got stepping, ballroom, all forms of genre. But if you have a senior, let's take Roland. I'm going to give y'all a live example because I posted this. Roland Ford did If You Want Me to Stay as well. But Roland Ford is one of our most advanced seniors that there is in this line dance game. And he's one of the OGs. So him being one of our Funketeers for the seniors, he made up a dance to that same song y'all just asked me about, If You Want Me to Stay. And if you watch his dance, it's more geared toward the seniors that have, slower mobility. Then you got Fast Track over here. She made one with all little wobble wiggle legs. You know what I mean? And then
How
if
you
you
do
want to
it?
look at Tracy,
What with those wobble? What?
wobble wiggle leg. That's my husband's favorite step. He want me to put that in every dance. I said, babe, I can't put the Janet step in every dance. But and then if you go to Tracy Stiletto, she has one that she did. She was one of the original ones that did it, but I did it as a partner. Y'all tracking what I'm doing? You have people that like partner dancing, so they can do a version of If You Want Me to Stay the Partner. They got Tracy with them beautiful Tina Turner legs. They can do it her style. And then you have Roland, who's a senior. So you have 3 different choices of bootsy dances that you can choose from. Not so much as we do 1, 2, If You Want Me to Stay, and it's a dance that you made up, Marquise, and then we just take it and redo your dance. That's not right. That's where you have a problem.
So and I get what you're saying, basically, and that's been the argument and the debate in the community for so long, as far as someone who makes a dance to a song. Now it's their dance, is their song, so no one else can duplicate it. And you have some choreographers who won't even touch it. And I gave a prime example of Tina. She had made As Long As I Live. She did As Long As I Live, and that was more of a beginner-friendly type dance. But then there was a guy named Fox in Buffalo. He did Eyes. So he did Eyes. And I gravitated more to that because it was more intermediate level and all that stuff. So, but what I appreciated most is that it gave me options, it gave me a choice, especially if you like the song. But some people, they feel like if you're going to do that, it has to be within, it's weird. If you're going to make a dance to a song with everybody else, you have a window to do it. And this is how I kind of see it. You have a window, and probably you have maybe 30 days, 60 days, I don't know, but it's a window. After that window has passed, you can't touch that song because the community already has it. They stamp that this is the song for that, this is the dance for that song. And if you do anything to it, then you're trying to cause discourse between, you're trying to prevent unity on the floor now. You're trying to prevent, we call separation and everything else. And we're going to throw everything at you. But I like what you're saying, that at the same time, it gives us option, and I can respect that. So I appreciate you saying that.
I was going to say, because none of us line dance instructors own any of these songs. Most of us don't own any of these songs. So it's not our song. I mean, like you said, if we make a dance and you make one that some people like better than, or they like different because it's different, it's okay. I mean, I don't see what the problem is now. You know, the part about you taking somebody's dance and like really doing their dance, but changing 1 or 2 steps, then that might be different.
Right.
But we all have an opportunity to dance to whatever song we want to dance to.
That's fact.
You know, until the artist try to sue us or something, then that might be a different story.
Ooh, that's a #1 key artist. And let me just take you back. After being asked to do this and I accepted, I had to immediately think of somebody also that's been around this block like we have forever. And the first person came to my mind was Happy Feet. Do y'all remember Happy Feet was one of the first websites before you knew of any other websites? And when I thought about that, and I thought about Teresa Lamb, she does media, she does, connects as well like you guys do. She came to my mind and I immediately called her. I said, I know for the coast side you live on, I'm gonna need your help with this because you're media, you have connections with radio. I just love to dance. And people always say, I just want to dance. Don't be looking for me to be always touching out to people, because I'll make the video, I'll make you make the dance look good, or I'll help create it and find people that does great work in creating the videos. But, let me leave that part alone. But, God had a different plan. God has a different plan for all of us. And I never really wanted to tap into messing with videos. All of a sudden, when I did a Power One, I started putting trains going past my head and, stuff zooming in. And, it was just something about that song. Next thing I know, I was looking at Giphies with Beyonce throwing her ponytail and dipping down, teeth showing. I was like, but it's just like the words gave me a picture to fit with it. And it just became a part of me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, now I understand why people put like pictures to their video. And if you have a video that's kind of like you just doing it, may not have no energy, beef it up. You know what I'm saying? Put some trains of people skating, something in the video to, bring it to life. And that's just real. And that's why now I understand why people do videography. So I'm gonna consider that going back home to Chicago, because they will pay for us to go to school. Well, I'm gonna let $2,000 go down the drain when I could be taking a class in what?
Facts.
Videography.
Video. Yeah, you go.
Just don't do too many trains, Cheryl, because we want to at least still see the dance. We don't want to get distracted by.
Right. That was my first one. That was the first one out the gate. I had trains, planes, and automobiles. But every way you got to learn to get better, and you got to take out a few here. Yeah. That's where that training come in. I'm going to be trained. And I was going to say,
Cheryl, I want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to do the dance. Together we can, united we stand. And it was when you sent out the different music, I know you were like, why did she pick that one? Of all of them.
No, I did. I was hoping you would pick that.
Really?
That was you. I knew that all day long. And the 3 tracks I sent you, I already knew which one you was going to pick.
That one
right
was just
out the gate.
for me.
Made perfect video for it. You made the perfect video, the circle thing, because we don't have that many circle dances. John Woodhouse did nah, and it haven't been a lot since then. I actually love circle dances. I do. So great job on that one. Absolutely.
Marquise?
No, I was saying STL Flavor got one too.
A circle dance.
Oh, okay.
And honestly, yeah, you're right. We don't do. One thing.
Don't do enough.
Some people look at us as like the fun group or whatever like that, or fun dance group and all that stuff. And you're right. You don't see too many dances that creates where people has to be interactive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
I love interactive.
Exactly. It's like one of the most amazing experience. Like even when we did This Is a Test. Initially it was just really a dance, but then we trying to change it up in class. It was like, let's have fun with this. Let's make it competitive against each other and this, that, and the other. And that's what it's known for than just a regular dance. And that's what it's about. Just trying to create that experience, kind of break it up and change it up. The norm of creating line dances just to be dancing, but make it where we can kind of be interactive and have fun and enjoy ourselves. Right. So yeah, I feel you on that.
Yeah.
And like you said, Cheryl, too, energy. Like, have you ever watched the dance and you were like, the music was nice and the dance was nice, but they looked like they weren't having fun doing it.
Yeah.
And I was like,
all the time.
You have to show like some smiles, I'm a talking person. So I got to make some noise like, oh, yes, come on now, let's do this. That's just me. Even when I'm teaching, I'm putting some sounds in there, something.
So question, because when are you down, Michelle? Because you every time I see you up, you always up. Your energy does it ever go down? God, leave.
It does. And that's part y'all never see. It goes down and I get lazy. If you don't see me on Facebook or you be like, whoa, she ain't posting nothing about a week or two, I'm in lazy mode. Any kind of mode. It's so many different levels of things that could be happening or is happening. You just have to switch off the bulb and go to the place the best. And when I need to switch off that bulb, whether it's work, home, family, I go right to the dance floor. As everybody say, what's the best thing that keeps you woosah?
So how what's
the best thing keep that way?
How were you able to collab with Charlena? Like how did that work? Because y'all like she's like chill and you like up here. Right. So how did that work?
That's that yin and yang. You got now. Let's keep it clear. We're both Sagittarius, and I'm on the cusp of Sag and Scorp. You already know the horse and that bow and arrow. You have levels of personality, and we kind of teach this. Try to talk to our leadership about this. You have people that are mild, you have people that are spicy, and you have people that are extra spicy, just like that chicken. So just because you the same sign, Leos. Some Leos ain't the lions, and some of them ain't the bulls. She's the innocent, sweet one, and I'm the one that like, hey, I'm ready. You know what I mean? In the sense of I'm a protector. And so when I love up on you and you my partner and we doing stuff together, I got your back all the way. But you know, it comes a time when life changes and you got to move with the change. That's elevating yourself. So when you have a partner that's more quiet, more reserved, and you the loud one, you know what I'm saying? You take your ring and you wear that crown. You don't
Yes.
scale
Okay.
down because somebody don't like your tone. You keep
Mhm.
it up. So I just always been that girl. I follow
Let's
Cheryl.
yes. Let's take a trivia question right here. While we have Cheryl up there and live and all. I have a first trivia question. What year did Cheryl join the military? And you have to answer on the chat, not on the phone, on the chat. So go to the chat and answer the question so you can win some money. What year did Cheryl join the military? Okay, that's our first question. So put your answers in the chat. Okay, and Marquise and Zandra, do you have a trivia question?
Of course I do.
Okay, all
You ready
right,
for it?
go ahead. I'm ready.
Okay. So who
No
was
hard
Cheryl?
one. No hard ones, Andra. God damn.
Okay, there go Melva.
Come on, Melva. See,
Girl, is
that's
that
my
right?
girl. That's my girl.
You gonna
Melva comes
start
through
asking what her blood type
every
is or some junk.
Melva said 1979, Cheryl. Is that right?
She's
Yes.
That's right.
absolutely
See,
right.
that's what I
Correct.
had. That's
You
what I
know,
had on my paper too.
Yes.
I get credit for June 25th. I get credit for June 25th, 1979, because that's the day you signed up for the delayed entry. So that's payday.
Okay.
But September
Okay.
date, yes.
Delphine said
job.
1978. Melva sent a smile. Okay. Zandra, you have the next one?
Yes. Who was Cheryl's first instructor, dance instructor?
All right. That's a good one. Who was Cheryl's first dance instructor?
Marquise, why you shaking your head? That's not hard. Cheryl has sat on here and said it like 3-4 times.
Okay.
Yes.
Was it Marquise? No, I'm just kidding.
But you know, while we're waiting, Cheryl. So when are you planning on moving back to Chicago?
Ooh, girl, I'm gonna put a prayer on that. But just to let in, I did finally get notification from Veterans Affairs. So I'm praying that they lock me in so I can get home and take care of these veterans because they sure need us.
Awesome.
Okay.
Well,
Delphine,
we're gonna have to be in
Wilson.
prayer with you.
Okay.
Delphine, no, it's not her dad.
Delphine said your dad.
Nope.
Say my
Nope.
No?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
All right.
what do you do? Do you work with the veterans here? I mean, there in Carolina?
Well, one of our close friends is like over the veterans thing. We've always been involved with the veterans, but I am on 2 veteran women organizations. One of them being the National Women Veterans United in Chicago, the Sergeant Simone organization chapter. So I'm part of policy and research. Thank God with my sister, I'm proud of that. So she's chair, I'm co-chair. We also have an organization, veterans organization, that's being coming out of Washington, D.C. and Atlanta called I Am Women of Color, I Am WAP. So we're developing that now, and I am the chair of information technology and social media for that one. So when it comes to my veterans and the soldiers that's paving the way, we're going to be there for them. We're going to
All
be there
right.
for them, especially the women. More push toward the women because most of the women are the ones that don't speak up enough, and a lot of them are afraid because of rank,
Okay.
being a male or whatever. And I'm here to tell them, you don't have to fear nobody. You stand up
Right.
for yourself. And
There you
now
go.
more so than ever, John Lewis told us, stand up. And that's exactly what we're doing.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all right.
Sandra, it seems like
You
no
know,
one knows
I
the answer
tell
to
you,
your
I guess
question.
they're having a hard time with that one. Well,
Yeah.
you know what? How about I ask this one? Thank you for trying, Delphine. She said, you know, when we were in the pandemic, or we still in the pandemic, but she said there was an epidemic, and she gave 3 words for the epidemic, can you can you tell us what were those 3 words? And she has been preaching this the entire time she has been on this live.
Hey Queen, is it Zandra money giving out? Because it seems like she don't want nobody to get it. She ain't trying to get nobody no money. What I tell you,
Marquise, why don't you give us yours while we waiting on the answer to Zandra?
Okay, all right. Well, since that's so hard, really, how long has Cheryl been married?
That's good. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
There you go. There you go.
I remember that one. Can I answer? No.
But you know what? And that's the thing that I have that I really love about you. And I have kind of learned that doing this live. I love how you are preaching about love and unity and peace. And you know, it's like you driving that. Even in every aspect of dance, I'm right there with you. I feel like when we are here on the dance floor, sisterhood, brotherhood, as they say, am I my brother's keeper? Yes, you are your brother's keeper. Yes, you
All
are.
right, Washita.
So
Washita gave us the answer.
Yes, she did. So I really love that about you, Cheryl.
Is that right, Cheryl? 40 years?
That is 40 years,
40
absolutely.
years. All right,
Absolutely.
Washita got an answer.
Yeah.
So did you do a big celebration for your 40th?
Well, we were right here. We just celebrated together that we was alive, because at that time, you know, it was rampant wild out there, and just watching folks be together and then finding out people you know got sick, it scared the living crap out of me. So our 40 years, we were right here with Netflix. We was good. We was good.
Okay, we have like 9 minutes left on our show. Marquise, you have a trivia question?
Yeah. When did Cheryl say she was introduced into the line dance community? Yeah, whether the year or the month, whichever. You got options.
Okay. Anyone remember when Cheryl said she was introduced to the line dance community? Put it in the chat and we'll give you so you can win some money. Come on now, get in there. So while we're waiting for someone to put it in the chat, 2005, Angela said.
There she go. She got it.
Right. Angela Brown.
And why she trying to get all the money?
Okay, she ain't playing with y'all. Washita, that's a great answer, but Angela beat you into the chat. Okay, so I want to give Marquise, you said you had benefits of line dancing. Let's go into that.
Yeah, so for me, from my personal experience, one of the benefits for line dancing would be it helps with the mind memory in a sense. And I'm assuming that it helps fight with dementia and all that stuff, because just to retain the dances, the numerous of dances that's out there, it's definitely a mind exercise more than anything. You know what I mean? It calls you to challenge your mind to retain, to recall. And yeah, people always ask, and I know we all get it, how do you remember so many dances? It's because we constantly exercise our minds through the practices that we take, classes that we take, and all that stuff. So that's a huge benefit for those who are trying to get those mind games, mind exercises going. It's line dancing.
Cheryl, do you have one that you can give us? What does line dancing, or what is one of the benefits of line dancing that you can give us? Thank you, Marquise. So that was very good. I'm getting younger, so my mind, I don't remember like I used to. So I know you're talking about me, but that's okay. Go ahead, Cheryl. We lost your voice, Cheryl. We can't hear you.
Thank you. On mute.
You on mute, Cheryl? Delphine said great exercise is one of the benefits. Okay, you back on, Cheryl?
Mm-hmm.
We can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Lost sound.
I'll give one of the ones that I have while we're waiting. Improve your balance. Teaches you how to maintain your own balance while moving to the beat. Yes,
That's good.
yeah. Cheryl said health. One of the benefits of line dancing is to keep you healthy, and that's really good.
Mhm.
Really good. To keep you healthy. It definitely does.
Well,
Um,
I could tell you, Cheryl. I can tell you. I know you can't hear it. I know you can hear us, but you can't. We can't hear you. But I'm gonna tell you this that I've observed you earlier on from the outside. I always loved your energy then,
mhm,
and then just listening to you now, I think I admire your inspiration.
mhm,
But because I can tell, and even based off of reading, that you were at a place where you were trying to figure out what to do, but it seemed like I can see that you found something to rejuvenate you again, and that's admiring, to see and to hear coming from you because it gives everyone else that hope that you can still live again. There's still more to you, and you have not,
mhm.
being that you've danced so long, still have not lost the passion to dancing in general. Like you still holds on to it. So that's a beautiful thing to watch and see, man. Definitely. So keep it up.
Right. Yep. That's really good. Keep it up. Um, Another thing, what are the challenges that you all, since all of y'all are instructors, what are some of the challenges that you face teaching someone who has no rhythm?
Well, you know what? I tell people that come to my class, they'll say, "Oh, I have two left feet." I'm like, "Well, awesome. Okay, you can come." That's the beauty I feel of line dancing because I say you don't have to have rhythm. You don't even have to know how to dance. Just learn the steps. Whether you have rhythm or not, you'll still look good because you're in the midst of everybody else that's moving. So I have a lady in my class and she came in. When I say go to the left, she was all at the right. If I say to the right, she all the way over to the left. But after 4 years of actually dancing with me, when I tell you, you see her on the dance floor today, you would not know that she ever came in like that. So it is challenging. And the thing is, you have to encourage them to stay with it. And I tell everybody repetition is key. So as you stick with coming every week, you got to be committed to it. I promise you, you will continue to pick up because those steps, that cha-cha become easier and easier. And that sailor step, it becomes easier as you do it week after week.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Cheryl, Darlene wants to know, are you on Facebook or Instagram so that she can follow you?
She is on Facebook.
Okay. It's Cheryl Lynn Woodhouse, correct, on Facebook?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I believe it's Cheryl with CHERYLLYNN and then Woodhouse, WOODHOUSE. So you can maybe follow her. And then Washita says she started out with two left feet. And she's not telling the truth though. There are people who have been dancing a while and they are still off label. That's what Angela said. Because I have a challenge with, I guess it's the rhythm. If you have no rhythm, it's harder to teach that person
Mm-hmm.
because they don't get it when the upbeat and the downbeat, they don't get it. So I was just wondering if you all have come across that and what did you do?
Well, I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, two left feet. For what I heard, I can teach someone who has two left feet.
Mhm.
But teach somebody to catch the beat, the rhythm.
Mhm.
That's a different challenge in
Right.
itself.
That's the challenge that I'm talking about.
Because
And it is very challenging. One of the things that has helped me with helping them is counting.
Okay.
So I get them and I'm like, okay, no, come on, let's count this. And most of the time, people rely on you to call the steps out, to make the count. But I encourage them, no, I need to hear you count with me. And so as they continue to count, but here again, it depends on the individual as well, because everybody don't learn by counting. You actually have to say, move this way, or you right foot, left foot, or whatever it is. But yeah, you can't teach somebody rhythm per se, but I do believe that you can teach them the steps. And as you teach them the steps, they tend to find a flow, I believe, and according or based on what I have seen, I have actually found that. So it's work behind all of that.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's good information. So let's go. We're waiting for Cheryl is back. Here she is. She's back with us. Let's see. We can hear her now. Hey Cheryl.
Commenting still.
Hey, can you all hear me now?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I had to comment on it. As soon as I heard that 2 left feet, that is like my favorite words. I love when a student come in there and say, "Oh man, I don't know how to dance. Can I just watch?" I'm like, "Oh no, ma'am. We don't watch here. Get on the dance floor and learn the steps, because we break it down step by step. We start the music over and over until you got the step. So by the time you get through maybe a month with that person, maybe the second month, they got your style. They got that little technique that I do. You see the hands flowing. I'm gonna give you a perfect example, and it was Vanessa Pendergrass from the Big D and worked for the radio here. She was one of my first students that I noticed would, she would have that jittery, a little bit of laugh when she couldn't get it, but that was just her way of letting me know it's coming, it's coming. And with every single step that she took, and she kind of laughed to think that it wasn't good, she was getting closer to being perfection. And I used to always talk about her, and it seemed like sometimes they get a little upset when I say, "Oh, Vanessa is my star person." But I said that to continue to motivate her, because she became one of the poised ones. You know what I mean? When I say poised, when you're teaching people dance, if it ain't line dance, like I used to teach them R&B and my modern type dance, and I would blend modern dance with regular dance. And she had the hands, she had the tick, she had the flow. And to this day, that's how she danced. Every time I see her, I be there, go, little Cheryl. You know what I mean? It's a proud to know that a 2-footer, you have changed that whole aura about them.
What about the people who can't catch the beat though? Like the one that just don't they snapping at the wrong time. You know what I mean? How do you do that?
Absolutely. They need to learn how to count. They need to hear count and learn to dance to the music. Some people dance on beats and counts, and some people dance on the words. So if the song say, "Let me see if you run it, run it." If you know what to do on run it, then learn by the step.
Okay.
But if it's just got to find those different type of ways, like kinetic learning. Some people just ain't good at kinetic learning. So you got to find what works for them and try to find out what they like individually. How does it make you move? If I do this, how you gonna move with it? And once you find that itch, I got it. I know exactly what to do with you. Yeah.
I can tell you, if you tell me you got 2 left feet, man, I'm gonna say, yeah, you can do it, but boy, I get terrified. I'm like, oh Lord. You got a private session. You gotta do I already got it set up. Like I got beginners and I got intermediate and I got advanced. But if I got somebody who say they got 2 left feet and they need more time, we gotta have a private session. We ain't doing it. We ain't finna flow in this class. You need a one-on-one. Because I remember I had to electric slide, and I was like,
it makes it harder. It definitely makes it harder. Yeah.
It does.
But, I guess from my experience with that is I don't try. Sometimes I take the pressure off of that individual by saying, don't learn the whole dance. I just want you to learn this portion. If you learn this portion, that's enough for me. And I said, every time we come around to that portion, I want you to do this. And as they continue to do that, it builds their confidence. It causes them to start trying a little more, because it's like, okay, I can do it, because they already have convinced themselves that they can't. So they won't.
Yeah, and I have learned
Come
too,
on,
if it's a
Cheryl.
dance like it's a T word dance. Oh my God. It's a dance that they call the T, and the artist is the T. And they want to do that dance 15 times a night at the dance. And I'm like, oh my God. But if it's a dance that they really like, they will learn it. I'm telling you, they're coming in. I
Yeah.
want to learn the tucker. I'm like, oh my God, do we have to
Darlene,
do
that's
that dance
Darlene dance
again?
right there. Hey, don't say nothing now. Darlene listening now. That's Darlene
Hey, uh,
dance.
that's Darlene dance too. Oh my God. And you know what? I love the dance. Don't get me wrong. But it's like when you go to a dance now, who wants to do the electric slide? Nobody. Absolutely nobody. They don't want to do the wobble no more because we have advanced past that. How long we been on the talk about? 10 years now, seem like? And every time when we have our dances, you know how you have the request list, and I tell you, Tucker be down there like 15 times. I was like, if you play Tucker one more time, I kill a DJ. I mean it.
So,
But
so
you know,
Cheryl,
one of the other things that I think about when we have functions such as this,
Mhm.
yes, we don't want, okay, I don't want to dance to the wobble. I'm tired of the wobble.
Mhm.
They come and they want to play the Cupid shuffle, and and yes, they have played those things out, but in a line dancing setting for
Mhm.
line dancers that's there, you probably won't get those played. But when you're not in a line dancing setting and
Mhm.
you have a lot of non-line dancers,
mhm,
it's the wobble, it's the Cupid shuffle,
Viking
it's the
shuffle.
electric slide that will get everybody out there on the dance floor.
And see, that's not what I'm saying. I don't mind you playing it one time. It's like I don't want you to request it 5 times in the same night. You see what I'm saying? My people, it's like they only know the Tucker. And I'm like, is that the only dance in America?
So
And
Cheryl,
don't get me wrong, I love to dance because it came from somebody in my group, but baby.
As much as you as all the dances that you know, have you what they call become a line dance snob to certain dances, or are you doing everything?
Abs- Absolutely not. We do everybody's dances, and we do. If a student's mention a certain dance they want to learn, I'm gonna go look it up, and I'm be all right. Let me go get smart on it, and then I'll
Mhm.
come back and teach it. So anytime a student asks for a dance, you always try to get. Especially I call them my performance students, because those are the
Okay.
ones when it's time to go grind somewhere else. They got my back. So when they ask for a dance they done learned at another class or whatever, I'll teach it for them. But you still kind of gravitate to what you know their capabilities of. Now, do I
Yeah.
take them outside their comfort zone? Absolutely. You got
Mhm.
to. You can't leave your people in one bubble. They're gonna learn modern day. They almost learned tap dance if the pandemic hadn't hit. But you know, we didn't make it there. We was almost there. But it's just you gotta just let them flow. And then now creativity is what life is all about. So you can't be subject to just one thing. Let people
Yeah.
live out loud. That's all I keep hearing. Ain't that what Jennifer Lopez said?
So,
Right.
so I just want to know, like Cheryl, what universe are you in right now? Because I mean, the lights and
You
everything.
see
It's
that,
just
right?
you ain't even here.
It's what I call the funk living room.
You show live.
When I'm ready to get funked up, when I'm
What's
ready to
the
get funked up, hey,
what's the
Mhm.
hey,
Cheryl? Give it to me
I
one more
told
time.
her,
What it?
Lord,
Hey,
man,
with the light. Lord. We lost Cheryl, guys. We lost Cheryl. She's no longer in
Yeah,
2000.
beamed up Scotty. Beamed up Scotty. She's gone. Well, y'all, we have to move
I
along.
had
We are like
to.
8 minutes past, but we have to do our shout outs real quick. Cheryl, is anybody you like to shout out to?
Yes, I'd like to give a shout out to Bootsy and Patty Collins, as well
Mhm.
as my brother Tony Wilson, the Funk family, all the
Mhm.
Club Funketeers, Risa Lamb, Chanel, Shawana, Angela, Rhonda, Queen, you, all of the Funketeers around as part of our team. And I also want to give a final thought to this CD right here, y'all. This CD was sent to me by Patty Collins, and it's a CD that he did a tribute to for a veteran that lost his life in what we're
Oh.
dealing with now, war. So there's about 15 tracks on here, and I've kind of already counted out some names of people that I want to see if they'll do a tribute to it. We may be able to have opportunity to present it at some time, but I want to start working on this right here. and get the love of mime dancing, praise dancing, funk dancing, all kind of dancing to this CD in support of veterans. That is another mission in mind I'm going to see come to light. So trust me, we got XO TV, 3 million viewers for the Boosie TV. So at some point,
Okay.
Funketeers should have a little spot, and all the dances and things that have came about, trust me, they're not going to be in vain. So if I hit somebody up and say, hey, would you do a dance to this song? Hey, let's just make it happen, because we got to keep the funk alive. And if it's Boosie and James and whoever else, we're going to do that.
Yes, yes. All right. Thank you, Cheryl. Marquise, you have any shout outs today?
Yeah. Shout out to the viewers. Shout out to those that commented. We do appreciate y'all every time y'all come through. Melva competing as always. She's always
Oh no, Darlene, right there with us now.
right. You know, definitely shout out. And then also shout out to everybody. Get ready once again. There's a challenge happening in a few days. Got a couple days to finish the August challenge. So we got September coming right along, and I ain't gonna lie to you. That thing ain't no joke. It's a real advanced challenge. So I hope you're ready for it.
Did you tell them what the August challenge is?
August challenge was Unchained. So
Unchained.
I don't know if you know me, Cheryl.
Oh, that's
Yeah, Cheryl. I don't know if you know. I've been doing an advanced dance challenge. Started actually, I want to say August, but technically July. And so basically, we calling out everybody to take on the challenge and basically learn to dance, post a dance, and tag me. And I shared in the group page. But basically, the whole purpose behind it is to encourage others to challenge themselves. You know what I'm saying? And the challenge in itself is not just learning to dance, but the next challenge is facing your fears and posting and being vulnerable to the world, showing them that I'm willing to show my mess up. So I'm showing my flaws and this, that, and the other. And I have some amazing people who have done it that don't post anything and they put it out there. So definitely if we can keep that going, that'll be inspiring for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Thank you, Marquise. And what about you? Go ahead. What about you, Zandra? You have shout out?
Just a shout out to Cheryl. That epidemic, I tell you, I love it. Love, unity, and peace. And a shout out to, as Marquise already said, to our viewers, to our teams, and please, I got a prayer for those families in Louisiana, that God would keep them safe during this time.
Yes. Okay, and I want to do some shout outs to MGM line dancers, of course, to Miss Cheryl, our guest on today, the 18th. Wait a minute, I got it. Marquise, I got it now.
Get it together. I need you to get it together. That is definitely not it. Thank you, Zandra.
Let me try to get it. Oh, Cheryl got it. Okay. And most definitely to the Line Dance Connection and to all of our viewers, we want to thank you for tuning in. No one got the answer to Zandra's questions, but it's all good. I need Angela. I think she won one of the trivias. Yes, and Melva. Well, Melva, I have yours, but Angela, if you will send me your Cash App to text me to 813. Let me put it on the screen for you, 407-1216. If you would text me your Cash App to that number, I will send you your money. And for announcements real quick, the annual Urban Dance Symposium will be here in Tampa, Florida, but thankfully, it is sold out. So hopefully you can join us next year, 2022, when we're going to dance on water. You never danced on water like Peter did. Come on out and be with us, and we'll give you all of the breakdown on that next Sunday. Tune in every Sunday at 7 o'clock. And please subscribe to our page and hit that bell notification so that you will get a reminder every time we come online. And we're going to stop Marquise from yarning in the middle of our podcast. And we just like to have fun, y'all. We just like to have fun, honestly. I love you, Marquise. I love you. But did I miss anything, y'all? Did I miss anything? But then now, and if you would like to advertise your event or your group or your dance team or your symposium or whatever you're having, then just give us a call at the same number, 813-407-1216, or either drop us an email to Let's Talk Soul Line Dance at gmail.com, and then we'll advertise your event on our show for a small fee. It's one you can afford, believe me. So we want to thank you. Did I forget anything? Oh, always, love is no good unless you give it away. And here's some of mine. Love you. Girl, thank you so much for being our wonderful guest. Marquise, you send Cheryl some love. You can send Cheryl some love now. You don't have to send her. We want to thank you to Melva, Darlene, Angela, Washida, everyone that tuned in tonight. Some of the names I got Angela. Everyone that tuned in tonight to our show, we want to thank you all across the world. Tune in next Sunday at 7:00, and we're going to have another wonderful guest on. That'll be Delia D. Hughes, all the way from Columbia, South Carolina as well. Delia will be our guest next Sunday, so you want to tune in and be with us. We want to say thank you. Have a blessed one, and we'll see you next Sunday. Bye-bye.
See you, Cheryl. See you,
See
Line
ya.
Dance family.
Thank you so much. We love you.
See y'all.
Okay, bye-bye.
Yes.
Yeah.